Johnny Furphy now that he's played a few games. Is there any specific skills you've seen from him that you've liked, or any more that you would like to see that he has not shown very much of?
Hard, fast play is one thing that he always brings. He's worked extremely hard on his game. I like the way he's shooting the ball. Health was the big thing, making sure he's back on the floor and feeling good and trusting, the ankle. I think things are in a good place there because he's been back for a while. And, he fits into what we're doing and what we're building here.
What's just the ramp up been like for him just to get used to feeling like himself, I guess? So in terms of not just physically, but getting the wind back, just getting everything that you could kind of lose over the course of the time.
Well, some of it's simulated game workouts, and then there's 5-on-5 games with other low-minute guys and interns. That's a part of it. And then the hope is that you get him back and can get him into a game and get him the feel of a real NBA game and stuff. Interestingly, the game he came back. We had initially talked about it being a first half only type thing, and then he looked so comfortable and so good in the first half, and I forgot to even ask the trainers at halftime, and he ended up playing the third quarter. So at this point, we like where he's at. He's ready to play. He goes hard. He's a great kid, so all good.
We talked with Ethan yesterday. What is the transition a player makes from the first time they play in an NBA game, and maybe teams don't have a lengthy scouting report on them, to then there's some tape on them and they're maybe able to prepare for what they do well and what they maybe need to improve on?
Yeah, everything always gets more challenging as you go forward. You have a good game, there's going to be scouting clips the next time you play an opponent and all that kind of stuff. And but he's an experienced player. He doesn't play like a rookie two-way guy. He's been a professional for 5 or 6 years, and he has just kind of a calm demeanor and a professional veteran type affect that we really like.
I know we asked going into this what you were hoping to accomplish out of all the NBA Cup practices. Basically, what do you feel like you did? Kind of going through most of the extra ones you're going to get. What do you feel like you guys were able to get done of course the last week?
Well, just a chance to be together on the practice floor is one thing. A lot of work really on both sides of the ball. With the New York game, rebounding becomes a massively important part of the game. It always is, but they're number 1 or 2 in the league in second chance. Robinson is a huge load in there. Hart and Anunoby are great crashers. I don't know how many offensive rebounds they had last night, but they had a bunch, and it was really the difference in the game. And so possession of the ball is a huge deal. And then the offensive side of the ball, just continuing to work on everything, on spacing, on timing, on ball movement, and the mentality of shot creation, quality shot creation, and that it's a responsibility that all of us have, from the coaching staff to the guys on the floor.
I guess elaborate on that a little bit. We touched on the mentality of shot creation. What do you want from them in terms of mindset? I guess and is that different than it's been in the past in terms of how you?
No, it's not different. Just I'm giving you something to write. Hopefully, I'm giving you some content. I'm trying my best here.
No, I appreciate it. I'll take that.
No, I mean, look, the best teams, the teams that play latest into the year, can play both a flowing game offensively and have a possession mentality defensively. And we captured some of that in our run last year. This year we have some other extraordinary challenges, but we're always coaching and teaching to that end. And it's it's one of the hardest things to do because those two forces philosophically can be diametrically opposed. So it's work. It's been a tough run here in terms of wins and losses, but our job is to come in here every day and have a quality work day and come out with a victorious day every day and have that show some level of progress, as you keep going in games.
Yeah, but just in general, what's the ramp up been like just to get back into it, basically to get back on the floor? How close are you feeling to yourself again, and what's that?
It's been a lot. Just trying to push the body, but also listen to the body. It's kind of the same thing I was saying last time. Just listening to the body. This time I took a little bit more time off just to make sure that I'm fully healed. The ramp up is never easy, but you got to prepare for the high level of basketball. So it's been cool.
How just sensitive do you have to be when it is a hamstring? Because that is something that can be tricky and cost you more time than maybe you'd expect it to. What did you have to do, I guess, to listen to your body, and I guess were you trying to be particularly more sensitive to it?
With the hamstring, you can't really do much. Once you mess it up, you kind of feel it doing everything. Feel it walking, you feel it when you try and run, you feel it when you try and jog, you feel it when you're going down the stairs. So it ain't really hard to listen to your body. It'll tell you when it's not messing with the movements you're doing and whatnot like that. So just kind of taking it slow motion. A lot of it, I was just off my feet trying to let my body heal. So I really wasn't coming to work out and things like that. Just trying to do my best to hydrate myself, fuel my body too. A lot goes into it, but your body will tell you when you're ready.
Was it frustrating just because there was a lot of opportunity there?
Yeah, it's frustrating just in general. Like, I just like to play basketball regardless of opportunity, whether I be sitting on the bench cheering for everybody else or anything. It's just frustrating being injured in general. Like, most of the time if I'm not playing, this is my sanctuary. I come in here, I work out by myself. So just the fact that I couldn't do that took a little toll on me, but I'm back now.
There were games when you were out, and even maybe in the last couple of weeks, circumstances where I found myself saying, Quenton's energy would be really beneficial right now. How can your energy and the way you play help this team when they go through some lulls in games?
I don't know, just that spark, A lot of times when your head get down, all it takes is for one person to come over and pick your head up. So I try and just do that as best of my ability while I'm on the floor for all of us. And then, I know that's my job. So I always try to come out there with a little bit more energy than I think I have. That's just how it goes.
A little bit more angry than you think you have.
Yeah. Because, you might always think you got energy, but, if you add a couple more onto that, then you be all right.
You said you can feel it walking upstairs, all these things. Can you feel it now, or do you feel like it's not?
Nah. I don't feel it now at all. Like, sometimes my hammy will get tight, like after practice like this, but I just stretch, do recovery, BFR, things like that. But as far as the actual injury, no, I don't feel the actual injury. You just kind of feel the whole hamstring in a sense.
Did you feel it the first time you came back, or was that just fluky?
Nah, I actually didn't feel it the first time I came back. I don't know what happened. I was good, chasing Giannis down the floor. As soon as I reached the foul, I just kind of felt it. So it kind of just went from 0 to 100. That's the crazy thing about the hamstring. It didn't really give me a warning. It kind of just went. So I think with that month and a half off that I took, I should be all right.
You only had one appearance back so far, but how do you feel like you did, and what do you want to do better in the future?
I feel like I did good. Not too many minutes, but just being back out there, I love the energy out there. Next game would be a bigger test for me. Better guard, better all that. So, I can't really call it right now, but we'll see what's going on when we get out there.
Last year, these cut break practices were really important for you guys. You guys really turned it around right after that. What did you feel the last 2 weeks you guys accomplished or got done that was important?
I think everything. I think we just needed to get back to the drawing board, get back to us. I think this last couple of weeks we did a good job of getting back to us. I think we found our spirit. I think we found our tenacity. I think we found out who we are, and I think we can put that on show tomorrow.
Playoffs, I know last year you were with the team but not in uniform, but what do you remember specifically about that series against the Knicks and some of the energy and the emotion in the buildings?
That's one of my favorite series. The New York fans, they're cool. I was able to, sit behind the bench, but you can talk mess to them, and at the end of the day, they're humble. But from the series in general, I just remember it was a dogfight. They got a lot of good players over there, but we got a lot of good players over here. So we'll see what happens at the end of the game tomorrow.
What's it been like just to get into a flow with these guys? Because there's been some change since the last time you played. You guys have had some guys move in, some guys move out. How does this team operate differently? I guess just with different parts and different pieces.
Well, I think for the most part, everybody is kind of back at this point, except for a couple good guys. But it's kind of been smooth. Everybody we all hang out together a lot, so the transition is not too bad. So if you kind of in the organization or you've been around, it ain't hard to fit back in. Like today was my first time practicing with the starters, and I fit in real smooth. But I mean, it's not a hard place to fit into. We kind of make it kind of easy for everybody.
All right, how are you feeling after a couple of practices and really over the last 2 weeks? The schedule's been a little more abbreviated than normal.
It's been good, man. It's been good so far. I think we had time to really get some practices in, and get back to the basics.
I think a few weeks ago I talked, and I know you're still kind of battling through the toe. How do you feel personally right now?
It's still an issue. I would say it's still a problem, but I'm a problem solver. I find solutions. So, I'm able to stand on my 2 feet. It means I'm ready to go. So, it's a blessing. You know what I'm saying? It's a blessing for me to be able to play basketball, wake up every single day, and I'm really, really into just going out there and doing my best.
Knicks series, or the Knicks games, are always games fans look forward to. When you think back to that playoff series last May, what are some of your memories of those games?
Great memories, man. It's definitely going to be a hard battle. Every single possession is going to be something that we have to be mindful of because it might play a role down the stretch. So I think that it's going to be a great game, man. It's going to be a lot of fun. They just won the in-season tournament championship, and we have a chip on our shoulder. Obviously, not because it's New York, because we have a lot of things that we want to achieve ourselves.
So you can still feel the toe. Is that every step, certain movements? How would you describe it?
Without saying too much, I can still feel it, man. But I mean, we got one of the best training staff, so anything I really can do to to enhance it and just to make it better, I'm doing it.
Such as what? What can you do to alleviate the pain, I guess?
I don't know. I don't know. Just rest. Rest and a lot of treatment. I got that special Haitian oil I'll be putting on my toe. It's the only reason why I can play. So.
Games like Sunday, where afterwards your coach says not acceptable, the energy and effort weren't there. How did that sit with you this week and change the way that practices felt for you?
Like you said, it's very unacceptable, man. We cannot allow ourselves to lose those kind of games. I mean, especially the way that we did. It's different if we was to put up a fight, but the energy wasn't there, and just the whole chemistry wasn't connected. So I mean, I think we're in a pretty good spirit right now. I think our team is focused and ready for tomorrow's game. It's gonna be a fun game, man. Like I said, tomorrow we get to play, and it's gonna be a great game.
What did you feel? I think you talked a little bit at the beginning about the importance of this practice, and what did you guys feel like you had to get reset?
Like I said, without saying too much, just our basics, man. We just gotta play paces basketball. Moving the ball, pace, friction, and persistent. Thanks.
Do you have anything you would like to add about what you're doing for the community this afternoon?
Yeah, I'm doing a tow drive, man.
And where is that?
Indiana.
Indiana. You're at Sunny Heights Elementary.
Sunny Heights Elementary School.
How important is it to you to give back to the community during this time of year?
It's always a good time to give back, man. I don't think there's a specific time for me to give back to to kids, especially in need. But I mean, it's great, man. Whenever I get the chance to give people stuff, whether it's a small gesture, taking a picture or autograph, I'm willing to do it. So it's a great opportunity, man. I want to say shout out to Pacers basketball, but also the Mathurin Family Foundation. So it's gonna be a great event.
You've been doing a lot of things like that since you got here. What's been the biggest way that benefits? It benefits them, but how does it touch you?
I would say it benefits me as much as them, just because just seeing them smiling just brings me happiness. You know, and like I said, I'm able to help a lot of people in my position, and you know, might as well do it the right way.
That's the way that you've been able to play so far.
Yeah, obviously I kind of expected to have a period where I'm kind of getting my feet back under me. I never really missed this amount of games before, so I kind of have to just be patient with myself, give myself a bit of grace, and just know it's a long year, and I'm gonna get my feet back under me.
I was going to ask if you'd missed that long before, but you just said it. So what is different now that you're back playing after missing that much time? Is it just to feel your way in? Is it that you haven't played with some of these groups before? What are those challenges that you're seeing?
I think it's a bit of everything, to be honest. But really, my biggest thing is I don't want to ever do that again, honestly. I don't want to get hurt like that and miss this amount of games because I just can't stand just watching and not playing. So that's really the biggest takeaway for me.
Even for both winning or contributing, everybody says game action is the best way to get better as a young player. How frustrating was that for you to have that, even that part of the takeaway?
It was frustrating, but I think my teammates and coaches did a good job of kind of reminding me that, like, just to kind of keep a bigger picture. So that it's such a long year, and like missing this first segment of the year is not a big deal in the bigger picture of things. And obviously, I think I'm going to have a long career, so this is just a little bump in the road.
What do you feel like has gone well since you got back? What do you like about what you're able to do, basically, and what's just what do you feel like it's taken a lot to get back and get used to? What do you feel like you're talking about?
I think kind of just, as you said earlier, like playing with, there's a lot of different lineups. Some, making an effort just to try and like mesh and like play with more rhythm with like the guys I haven't really played with before. And I think it's a learning curve, just being able to play with new people. So I think that's been a big emphasis and big effort of mine. Yeah.
I would say, like, there's obviously a lot of moving parts in between. I mean, what was that like? I mean, did it feel like not dramatically, but I mean, did it feel like a significantly different team when you got back?
I wouldn't say it wasn't dramatic, but it's also just, the more you play with people, the more they kind of know where you are and like how to create opportunities for you. So that's, I'd say that's the main takeaway.
Do you feel the ankle at all now? Are you completely away from that? Do you feel pain at all after playing or practicing or anything?
No, I would say the strength is still coming back, but there's no pain. Yeah.
What do you feel like you guys were able to accomplish over the course of these practices that you get with the NBA Cup? Like, what you obviously got a good amount of time to reset. What do you feel like you guys were able to get done during that period?
Honestly, I think it was a good opportunity for us to kind of regroup and just kind of reset, become more refreshed. I thought we had 2 really solid days of practice, so we're amped and excited for tomorrow night's game.